Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Good evening, my friends. This is Angy Stewart from Mia Inner Light, and we are here live on Kardec Radio, Thursday, 8:30 p.m. This is our new time. Now we are going to be streaming at 8:30 p.m. to close to 9, and then we are going to be switching programs. At 9 o'clock, we will be doing the God at Home, a short meditation, and then the spiritual irradiation treatment, because so many people are requesting for prayers, for help, for some kind of advice, because we all know we are going through very hard time. This pandemic that was supposed to go quickly, it's already over a year that is here with us, and we don't know when it's gonna go. So not easy, tough times, but it's okay. Together we will do much better. That's why it's so important for us to connect, because when we are together we are stronger. So when we pray together, this prayer is stronger too. So it helps us and helps the others. So that's why it's so important for this hard time that we are living to be able to do it. Let me open up my comments window here. If you guys are new to our study, to this program of Mia Inner Light on Kardec Radio, this is the book that we use. This is What is Spiritism? And we are in chapter 1. The chapter 1, the title is The Critic. So this book, it's a book that Kardec summarizes everything about the philosophy of Spiritism in a very small book. Look, it's a short book compared to most of the books of the codification. So in this wonderful summary, he writes, well, first of all, his biographer and his source wrote about Kardec, wrote about his life, about his beginnings, wrote about how is the philosophy of Spiritism was born here in the United States and then traveled to Europe, landing finally in France. So we already did all this. We already know all this. So if you missed, go to our YouTube channel and then you can see what is Spiritism Sons number 1. So today we will continue doing the critique. So it's a long chapter, it's a long conversation that the supposed critique has with Kardec. But in reality, this critique is the summary of all the people that did not believe in Spiritism, all the people that were against Spiritism, and many of them didn't even know why. They just said, no, this is not good, this is bad, this is fake, this is a lie. So that's exactly what Kardec is doing. He's summarizing all these questions with many of his own answers, and he is putting together to give to us. So whenever we face some kind of attack or question, or someone that legitimately wants to understand what is Spiritism, we will be able to explain. So this is really a good book. And of course, if we can study together, it's always much more exciting, it's much more interesting. So if you are new here, I am not on Facebook. I'm in a platform that is spread to YouTube and Facebook. And I see we have few people looking, but if you don't write something, I don't know what is your name. I see Claudia Garces is here. Hello, Claudia. Nice to have you here. So let's do our initial prayer, and then we can share and start reading together, okay? Oh my God, Jesus, our Master, our guardian angels, be able to understand these beautiful teachings. And whenever an opportunity comes, in a very positive and loving way, we will be able to put in practice what we are learning today. Please stay with us now and always. So be it. Very good, my friends. So let's go. I will share. Hello, Matthew. Nice to have you here. I actually came to my living room because my internet is always driving me crazy. So here, I hope it will be good. So just to refresh your minds, last week we were doing this portion that Kardec was talking to the critique and trying to explain to the critique what was going on, why he should think like this or think like that. So just for you to remember, let me just put this here a little bit because I cannot see you guys like this. I'm actually seeing my book only. So in this portion, we have that Kardec is explaining to the critique that to judge something called, it's a special name, is expresso, I think. There is a special name that Latin name, ex professo, it's it. To judge someone ex professo means that you are an expert on that thing. So if you are going to judge something, you really need to know it deeply to be able to be judgmental, not judgmental in the sense that I like because it's pink and it's my favorite color, or I don't like because it's black and I can't stand this color. But to be able to fully understand something and give like a position, give a understanding of that, even if you like or you don't like, but you say what is written there. So that's what Kardec is saying. For someone to be able to judge something, they have to understand. They have to have the basic understanding to talk about it. So this is what we were saying last week. So this week we will continue. And please, if you're here and you would like to ask any question, please just write, and I will be happy to write. If I know, I will be happy to comment. Okay? If you have comments, if you understood something a little bit different than me, please comment too. I really would like to understand your point of view. So let's go. This is the visitor. So the question is, do you think it's materially possible for journalists to read and study everything that passes through their hands, especially if it deals with new theories that require in-depth verification? So basically, this visitor, the critique, is saying, do you think the journalists really is studying in depth everything they talk about, everything they critique? So Kardec says, well, if one does not have the time to do something consciously, one should not get involved with it. And that is better to do only one thing well than 10 things badly. And this is true. When Kardec said that, I wanted to laugh because I am that type of person. I like to do 10 things at the same time. But what happens is that sometimes we are not able to finish the 10 things. And this is very frustrating for myself, because I started so many projects and I was not able to conclude any of them. Just to give you an example, I love to read. I am an avid reader. I'm always reading constantly. I have books all the time. And I read 3 books. Whoops, my fingers are here. I read 3 books at the same time. And these are not books that I carry in my bag. Well, nowadays, not that I'm going much. I'm not going anywhere, actually, only to the supermarket. So it's not that I really carry books. But when I used to carry books, I used to carry a Spiritist book. And I used to have 3 other books by my bed. I love books of history, biography. So I'm constantly reading. So thing is, I was able to finish a book that's called 1880. It's about the history of Brazil. It's super thick book. And I finally finished. It was almost like a party time. I was so super excited. And when I saw I had started reading that book in 2018. But what happened is that in the meantime, I started reading other two books. So instead of finishing one, I started doing the same time. Don't do it. The idea we read one, finish it quickly, the ideal. But of course, sometimes we can't do that. Let's try to do our best. And of course, we are all different. What is good for one is not good for the other. But what Kardec is saying here is pretty much very true. It's better to finish one thing well than 10 things badly. Then the visitor asks again, I have seen tables turn and produce raps. I have seen persons who supposedly are writing under the influence of the spirits. Nevertheless, I'm convinced that charlatanism is involved, meaning this is a lie. I'm convinced this is a lie. And then Kardec asks, how much did you pay? And he said, of course, nothing. I didn't pay anything for that. And then Kardec goes, odd breed of charlatans, and, and they will give a new meaning to the word. Meaning, this is very weird. Charlatans that are not searching for any type of financial help, financial background. So a charlatan who wasn't in for money, that's very strange. And we all know charlatans, they are all into something. If it's not money, it's like some kind of power, is to be able to impress someone, to call attention to something that probably is not real. But Kardec continues, if a hoax goes for months and even years, I would say that it is the hoaxer who is being duped. So if this hoax, if this lie is going for months or for years and they are not charging anything and they keep doing this every week for free, isn't that a little weird? Why someone that is lying would continue doing something if it's not getting any type of a profit, any type of a financial gain? That's strange. That's what Kardec is trying to make him to understand. Hello, Saul. Hello, Nora. Nice to have you guys here. So Kardec is trying to make the critique to think. And that's what we should do, make others to think too. Why someone would be pretending to talk to spirits? I'm bringing to our time here. Of course, that I'm not saying that every person that you will talk and you will explain these things will be able to understand you, because it's not true. There will be people that it doesn't matter what you do, they will never believe, they will never understand, they will never be open-minded. And there are those people I already mentioned here too, those people that if a spirit appears here right now, and even if this spirit is connected to the person, they will not believe it. They will not accept it. Well, one thing they might say, oh, this is my imagination, you are producing something. Or even if they believe, even if the spirit tells certain things that only he or she could know, but they are so fixated against that, they will be quiet. They will not say good things, and they will say, I'm not sure about that. But, a seed was planted, and we all know everybody has their own time. We cannot force anyone to believe or to accept some things because, everyone has their time to do that. The good thing is that we are already doing it, so we are already ahead of the time. When we arrive in the spiritual realm, will be a little bit easier to adapt. Then Kardec continues. Before concluding that something is a fraud, we must first ask ourselves what might be gained from such deceit. You will agree that there are situations that exclude all suspicion and fraud, that there are individuals whose character alone is a guarantee of honesty. It would be different matter if it involved speculation because of attraction of a profit as a bad advisor. So what Kardec is saying here is that there are certain people that we all know certain people that they give you this sensation that they are serious people. They are people that are really connected with something that is in depth there. Like imagine people that met Kardec in the 1800s. People knew Kardec as a professor, as a serious man. He was not a jokester. So people that knew him, they were really like, wow, this guy is supposed to be such a serious guy, a scientist per se, and now he's involved with these stable things. The minimum thing they could do is speculate there is something deep there to investigate. But if on the other hand is someone that's always involved with scandals, with all kinds of issues, all kinds of different problems, and someone gets involved with these too, then yes, everybody's like, yeah, sure, of course, that one, everything is possible. Everything can come from that person. We do this nowadays too. So think about someone that you think is a serious person, a person that gets involved with things that are really not a joke. So if the person start telling you something like that, the minimum you can do is try to research, to discover what she or he are doing, if there is some kind of possibility. We shouldn't immediately say, no, it's a lie. That's not good. We have always to research so we can say something with some kind of background of understanding. And then he says he also, if there was some kind of profit, then it's different. If there is a speculation of some money or advantage, then it's different. And then he goes, because there are persons who sell adulterated wines, doesn't mean that there is not such a thing as pure wine. So Kardec is saying, because there are bad wine that are fake, it doesn't mean that real good wine, it doesn't exist. So don't say that. So Spiritism is no more responsible for those who misuse its name and exploit it. Then medical science is responsible for the charlatans who sell their snake oils, or religion for clergy who abuse their ministry. So this is food for thought. So think about the same thing they are talking about bad wines and real wines. You can use for spiritism, and you can use also for science. So there is a doctor doing a research and lots of studies about that, and he says this. And there is a person who is not a doctor, who is just a speculator, and he uses some kind of snake oil come from some country and says that snake oil cures something. So it's like, are you going to believe in the scientist, or you're going to believe in the seller of a snake oil that you don't even know? So that's why we have to be careful. Why are you believing in something that you really don't understand well? Be careful with that. Research. The Spiritism always tell us, don't be a blind believer. That's what Spiritism tells us. You are not supposed to believe in everything. You are supposed to research, to understand, to ask many questions to see if it's true or not. And then you will be able to understand, not to believe, but to understand that that can be possible. So Kardec continues, ridicule falls upon convinced critics who either talk about what they do not know or who consciously twist the truth. So here he's bringing again, a lot of people critique something they have no idea, they understand absolutely nothing. They heard people doing criticism on that and they follow that path. So we have to have people that understand and they can do some kind of a positive conversation or positive speculation about something. And then just to finalize, I'm just going to do this sentence here. We in no way reproach those who do not think as we do. This is a very good. So Kardec did not want in any way to make people to believe in spiritism. If you don't want to believe, as in the beginning of this chat, want to believe, it's okay. I'm not here to make you to believe. You're free to go. So that's what he's saying. So is looking into it. If someone wants to understand, if someone is not into it, it's okay. Another time will come. So my friends, we have very few minutes until our 9 o'clock new program starts. So I just want to close it with a quick prayer. And thank you so much for being here with us. Dear God, thank you so much for helping us, enlightening our thoughts, connecting us with the enlightened spirits. We would like at this moment to send these positive vibrations to our friends who couldn't be with us and who will be listening to this later on. Please stay with us, especially in the next portion where we will be doing the God at Home meditation and the irradiation for our friends and family. Thank you so much. So be it. So my friends, thank you so much. And I hope to see you in a few minutes with our new program, God at Home and Spiritual Irradiation. Thank you. Bye-bye.